Welcome to the Divorce Devil Podcast, a show tailor-made for those stepping out of the divorce recovery space. Follow your hosts, David and Rachel, as they dive into the all-too-familiar shitstorm of the more than interesting end-of-the-road divorce topics, stories, and discussions. While realizing it can be a trying stage, they have been where you are and understand the struggle. And yes, the struggle is real. They know that recovery can be such a clusterfuck. Check out the podcast if you feel like you're juggling chainsaws, then strap in and hold on for some honesty, authenticity, and hard-in-your-face, irrefutable truths. This innovative podcast is not for the faint-hearted, so if you can't handle the certain truths, just keep it moving. If you can, welcome to the show.
Welcome, everybody out there. Welcome, everyone out there to Divorce Devil episode 179. Welcome. 179. I am talked out. Today we're talking about this is part 2, Divorce Storm. Why are you laughing? Divorce Storm is the middle, part 2 of 3. In the eye of the storm. Because sometimes the storm can be calm. Sometimes the storm could be crazy. Sometimes the storm could be quite crazy.
Why you want to talk no more?
Talk no more. Coffee talk. Yeah.
Since last week was getting prepared, a lot of people don't know the storm's coming because you've been busy in your space. You're not aware of what's going on around you.
Correct.
And then all of a sudden they're like, hey, the storm's overhead. You might have missed some of the wave of prep for the storm because you're like, oh, wait, the rug just split in front of me and it's here. They don't have to. So when you're in like that fight or flight, now I think leave your body for some part of it.
It leaves your body.
Leaves your body. You're like,
I'm out.
I'm just gonna survive. I'm literally, the butterfly in the storm trying to get out and not have my wings.
So what happens if you don't have your sandbags up to the level you need to be?
You're frantic. You're in that chaotic state. I gotta either run away or I gotta be in it, or there's no way to not be in it. Look long, you turn my mic down so you can't hear me.
It helps when I
see your voice. I'm like, I'm talking.
I had you back in the background. It's like, I can hear you. There you go. Okay.
God damn it. All right.
Go ahead.
And so
what'd you say in the beginning? No, we got you. Go ahead.
Just turn up your volume for the first 4 minutes because, if you need to go back and hear me, because I know you all want to hear me. So I think, too, the storm has so many different layers in of itself.
Right.
It's, all chaotic, and then it settled a little bit. Nope, here comes the next part. Oh, wait, that's just the thunder. Where's the lightning? Where's the torrential rain? Where's all the things? And the quicker you realize how to navigate through all of that is, I think, how you get past the storm. And the more prepared you are, you get past the storm. And sometimes you're preparing in the middle of the storm. You didn't realize that there was going to be 100-mile-an-hour winds coming at you. You didn't know there was like hail. There, all the things that go in that storm. And
you didn't know you're going to have $27 in the bank.
Yeah, you didn't know that all your pennies were going to fly away in the storm. So I think you just, like with anything, I think we have crises are similar. It's how we deal with them. So each time you have that fight or flight moment, every time you have it, you're going to learn a little something, even if it's very tiny. Stop yawning. I'm not that boring. I know I repeat myself a lot, but come on, you don't have to yawn at me. But I think you learn from each time you have that wave crashing on you and the hail's coming. You're like, hey, you probably shouldn't be outside when the hail's coming, or maybe bring the dogs in, things like that. So I think even if you're preparing in the middle of it and you didn't know all the depths of the storm or how bad the storm, or if it was going to be a Category 5 hurricane, this too shall pass.
So your divorces can have different categories, 1 through 5.
Uh-huh. Yeah. You're welcome. I always give you such good
information.
Lucky
for you people out there having Category 1 divorces.
And again, it can change so quickly that you're like, wait, I just sent a text with no emotion that you took wrong. So now that Category 1 is turned into a 4. And I wasn't ready for the 4 because I was only asking a simple question. And then you took it out of context and I maybe didn't explain myself. So then there's this back and forth of going, I'm louder, you're louder. I don't really I'm afraid of the storm. Like I don't like the thunder and lightning because that means that something bad's coming. So I think we need to, it really is figuring out how you weather the storm.
What's a good way? Is Eye of the Tiger and Eye of the Storm the same?
I mean, you can fight.
Yeah.
Rocky.
There you go. Fight like Rocky
Yeah.
during your storm.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think too, like we were just discussing music. One of my most powerful healing journeys were albums. So, like, I have a divorce playlist that I would listen to, and I was my deepest, ugh, so sad.
What's one of the songs on there?
Let me make myself sadder.
What's one of the songs?
I can't think of them right now. Now we're on the spot.
Why do you have? Don't you want to have upbeat songs for your
But
divorce
no, not when
playlist?
you're sad. You want to know that other people were sad and other people have gone through it. And this, I'm going to make it through. Path Over Me by
No.
Dermot Kennedy.
No, you need
Something
to
else.
listen to ABBA.
No, listen, I'm
Yeah.
telling you. Okay, you can have your playlist.
fine.
That's why playlists are very unique to each other.
All
So,
right.
like, when I'm super sad and I'm listening to this sad song, I'm like, they get me. Someone else understands me. They went through this. And then it's like, all right, girl, let's listen to Shake It Up. Shake It Off. You know?
So you're saying that you have to wallow a little bit. in
Yeah, and
your-
I think we all want to feel connected, even if it's a negative connection, right? You're like, oh, David and I, we bonded over divorce. Like we do a podcast over divorce, and then it's terrible. It's the worst. But we bring humor to it, what helps us heal. We bring guests that have different insight to it or different perspective of things. And
joy.
I have met people, I know this is gonna be crazy, that don't like music. You're like, what?
That's
you-
like not being able to eat seafood.
I'm like, how are you like alive? Like, how are you not? I can't eat seafood because I'm allergic, but that's
oh my
rude.
God, forgot.
But still, their method of healing probably is not music. Mine was, I'm just going to turn it up as loud as I can and cry it out and dance myself through the kitchen and do whatever I need to. And then work my way to the happy, not give a fuck songs.
What's
You
an
know.
example of a not give a fuck song?
I don't give a fuck. It's actually a song.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh.
I could play it for you. if
We'll
you'd
have
like.
to. We'll have to put that link in the show notes.
Yeah, I can.
No, don't play because then we
I'm not
have to
gonna-
pay the FTC.
I'm not going to play it. It's by Dua
FTF.
Lipa. IDGAF. There you go.
I don't give a fuck.
And so you have to work through it. So what's the songs in the beginning of my story? Like, it's raining men because everybody's in your DMs after you figure out you're single.
The girls. And I'm here to tell you, my DMs are so full.
I crack myself up.
Um,
And laughing at yourself.
your
Like,
DMs are
literally.
full.
We need to make up a DM song.
No, it's raining DMs. It's
Unsolicited-
raining DMs.
Unsolicited.
Hallelujah,
eggplant.
it's raining DMs.
Poor David. He's just shaking his head at us.
White, black, fat, baby.
We have a new acronym for YMCA.
I don't think I want to know it.
You might actually, I don't know. Oh my God, we're having too much fun. Okay, stop. What we're talking, come on, realistic.
Black, white, fat, skinny. DMs. Hallelujah, it's raining DMs.
Oh my gosh.
All right, we're back to the eye
Keep
of the
up.
storm. Eye of the
Can't even
storm.
keep up.
Eye of the storm. Come
Yeah.
on, back. Come on.
It's like when the
And see.
fish fell out of the sky during a storm, like that weird, like that, you know, they get evaporated up as eggs and then the water falls and then fish are falling. Saw that?
Okay.
Okay. It's a phenomenon where fish
I'm
fall out of the
gonna
sky.
make you fishers of men.
Okay.
Hallelujah,
just-
it's rain and fish.
I guess that's good for guys.
Back to anyway, back to the storm.
It's hot here.
Back to the
That's
storm.
funny.
Back to the storm.
Okay. All right.
Back to the eye of the storm. Yeah. And see.
There's a message out there, folks. We just don't
Yeah.
know what it is.
Yeah.
So in the middle of your storm, you got to find your peace. You got to figure out, okay, I can tell that the lightning just struck that means it's this many miles away. I can tell that those dark clouds over there mean something. Oh, that's a rolling cloud. Like you should get undercover. And so you learn the pattern of your storm. And you've also been in that you've been in the pre-storm, right? You've been in the with your ex, the fighting and why you didn't get along and what was going on and the red flags on the beach. You have all the different colored flags going. Oh, red flag, you can't swim.
Don't
Green
get in the
flag,
water.
you can. And so I think we don't really see the chaos that was around us until the person on the other side of it is now your enemy.
I think you have to realize that even though there's a calm in the storm,
Mhm.
that is gonna ramp up again.
Yeah.
You have to have realistic expectations, knowing that it's not gonna be calm for the rest of this. Oh, this is great. This is the way it's gonna be.
Have you watched The Willard?
Yep.
They
Yep.
don't usually get
Yep.
it. Most of us don't get it right when we're fighting in our divorce.
And they keep their jobs.
Yeah.
Brutal.
You
Yes.
can be around 100% of the time and still have your job. But yeah, most of the time when we're in the beginning of the storm, it's raging at us. There's no break in the waves. There's
Mhm.
nothing. We don't get it right all the time. We have a leak in our ceiling because we didn't prepare the roof the correct way. We didn't maintain the things that we needed to in our lives.
But you
right?
don't know how to prepare for the divorce, though, if this is your first
Exactly.
divorce,
So,
unless you listen to the podcast.
and if you've maintained your life, you're not getting a divorce, right? If you
Yeah, correct.
maintained your marriage.
If.
Yeah. And again, it's like that armchair quarterback. You can always say, like, they would have done that, or if the refs did this, or that did that, or if my ex did that, or if I did this. And a lot of times, I think we talk about too, like, I had a lot of guilt when I went through my divorce because I left. And I left at this is the last straw. Like, you're not
Mhm.
leaving. I can't be here. So my only other option is to flee. And so again, a lot of my storm was my own personal space. Like, I had my own storm. And then there was another storm right outside of that. And there was another storm outside of that. And it was just the different relationships I had in my life. My kids, my ex, in-laws, my family, all the things that, supposed to comfort you in a storm
Mhm.
that were really just falling apart and creating a bigger.
Yes.
Do you have nothing else?
Yes. Oh, no.
Are you just sleeping over there?
No.
What was the biggest thing that you weren't prepared for in the second?
I can't think of anything.
Really?
Yeah, this is the Rachel podcast.
Okay. I think you need to take a nap. I think too, like when I discussed the topic, I'm from Jersey and we were down at the beach all the time. And it could be not a cloud in the sky. Everything's going great. And then all of a sudden you're like, hey, what is happening? Like, you can see it coming. And of course, everybody's scrambling. Oh, I forgot the kid. Like, where's my other kid? Don't forget the umbrella. Don't forget. Oh, who has that? Who get the sand toys? How quickly do you get yourself together in that storm to keep yourself safe? And I think a lot of times in storms, we don't have that safety net because we just think the waves are going to keep crashing us and we can't.
Because you're in the moment then, not
Yeah.
thinking later.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so that first time that divorce storm hits, there's no rhyme or reason. You're just like, I thought, okay, I need gas in my car to get to work in order to make a paycheck, but I got $27 a bank and also have to eat and
All that stuff.
do all the things. And you're like, okay, I guess I'm going credit card debt.
I think what happens too is that you're at the beginning of the divorce, you got the sandbags, you're in the middle of the divorce, you've got the eye of the storm, you don't foresee or forecast the end.
Yeah.
You don't see
This is never going to get better.
the damage that's coming.
Yeah.
Or the storm surge.
Yeah. And again, like in the middle of the storm, shit's happening. The windows are breaking. You didn't fill up enough sandbags. You weren't prepared enough. You didn't fill up water jugs. So when you have no water for a week, you don't have fresh water.
All things we're saying, that's still okay though, because you don't know.
Yeah. And you can't prepare for something you don't know about. But if you're the one who says, I want a divorce, you were preparing for this without your spouse, right? You were already in your mind.
You had some.
So someone has an
knowledge for the time.
advantage, and you would hope that your spouse wouldn't let you drown. Now, a lot of times they're like, drown, it would be easier. It would be easier if you drowned. But you also have kids together. You also had a life together. And they're like, how many pound rocks do I need?
Then pick rocks.
Like,
So when that starts, so the storm surge usually comes right after the eye, I think. Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Weatherman David.
So yes, Weatherman David. So if you're not paying attention, which we never do,
Mhm.
and that's okay. So everything we talk about is probably going to happen because you don't pay attention. Because plus you're not used to it. This isn't your forte like us. You aren't 200 episodes in of your divorce, so you don't see it coming.
And I think too, like a lot of times, I remember parts of the first storm. And I was like, okay, we got all of our anger out because it was knock down, drag out. Fuck you. Like, we're done. Like, I hate you. And I had to hate him saying, I'm done. Like, I had to hate all the situations that was finally like, okay, if I hate anybody else, I'm just going to live by myself. And I loved so hard that hate was really difficult for me, but I had to fake it till I made it. I had to figure out like, all right, the water's coming in and our house is only this tall. So if we don't go to the next floor, or we don't rise up in healing, we are going to drown. And a lot of times I thought I was drowning. I was drowning in debt. I was drowning. Like I didn't feel like I had a friend in the world. My family is 2,600 miles away. And the family that I had here were bonding together because they were still in the house. And occasionally I got a glimpse of it. And then it was like, okay, I'm sitting on the sidelines again. So I think what happens is one day you get enough of the eye where in the middle, it's just calm peace. And you're like, all right, here it comes. I'm ready. I'm braced. I got my sandbags. I'm weighted down.
I'm ready.
I can get through part of it. I might get some cuts and bruises, but I'm not going to be knocked over and like barreling over in the waves with no like up or down. So I think the more we go through that, anything, the more you've been hit and knocked down, that resiliency that people say, I didn't want to be strong. I just
Mhm.
be
Had to
strong.
be strong.
And so it's not a choice. You know what? Okay, I need this. Check off my box. Oh, I have that. So I'm a nurse. I have my CPR certifications. Do I have this? Do I have that? Do I have all my ducks in a row? And a lot of times when you are strong and people see you as a strong person, it's because you were so weak and you didn't want to have that
Mhm.
vulnerability anymore. And you didn't want to be that person, the victim. I don't want to have victim status. I want to go, look what I did. Look what I did. And I think anytime you have a storm of that, you're like, I survived, but look at all the things that I had to leave behind to survive. And
That's
you
a good
have
point.
to take care of you in order to save the people around you on the life raft. So again, all these analogies really
And,
we try to make it more human, right?
or
Because
even easy
yeah,
romper room, Sesame Street type
and again,
divorce recovery.
we don't have all the answers. We're here trying to help someone get through the shit. It really is a storm of shit.
Yep.
It smells, it's bad, and there's whatever. I think every little step that you get to help prepare for it, great. But if you don't have time to prepare, whatever you're doing is okay.
It's a killer.
You just
So two things I want to tell our listeners. What are the most two important things about this podcast?
you go first, David, since you're so talkative today.
I'm going to say go into it with realistic expectations. Don't know you're going to be surprised. Know things aren't going to go right.
You don't have all the answers.
Know it's going to be a shit show. Just know that going in, and then try, and it's hard to do, try to extrapolate. Ooh, I like that word.
Yeah.
Look further down the road and see where you want to be, how you want to heal, what do you want to become, which is so hard to do too.
And again, journaling. Journaling really helped me go.
Journaling.
Look back to where you were. Like you have a record of where you are. And again, it doesn't have to be elaborate. It doesn't have to be like, how was I feeling today? And who pissed me off today? And who did this? It goes, what were 3 things that happened to me today that I was like, motherfucker, like, what is happening? And then 3 things that are like, surprisingly went okay. Like, I didn't cry for 4 hours, right? It was only one time on the podcast when David asked me for something I didn't know I was dealing with. And I think journaling, again, I throw it down your throat, but just, even if you want your notes, okay, today, I didn't punch my coworker in the throat. Good for me, because I was pissed off at my ex. Because a lot of times our anger is from something else and it gets put on someone.
Misdirected.
But
And number 2?
my biggest one is, again, I said it before, just on the podcast here. This too shall pass. And you are strong enough and you are worth it. And self-care and all the things that you need in order to have your best life, because this is your life and no one else is going to live it for you. No one else is going to. Yeah.
Hope.
Oh yeah. Hope, and find peace. Find peace in it. I know it's really, I have to move. I have to get a new car. I have to get a new bank account. I might have to leave the state and leave all my friends here. And I'm going to have to uproot my kids to go to a different school and got to go to court and all those things. They're so stressful, but in it, each of those things that you do lead you out of the storm.
All right. Interesting.
And you're going to have some little rain squalls here and there, and you're going to have a little peace side hill. But, each time that you go through that storm, you are more prepared mentally, sometimes physically too,
Basically,
better minds.
twice.
Especially if you go through it twice.
Fine.
Perfect.
All right, everybody. Have a nice night.
Love you.
Bye
Bye.
bye.